very long time now, a lot of people have tagged Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a man who, in his younger years, was involved in drug trafficking. They link him to the UK, to the United States, but no one has any proof. There are people who might have knowledge of this, but we do not have any proof of this. Well, 2023 is fast approaching, and more of these are coming. It is not the first. In fact, Atiku has his own. They said no, he's from Cameroon, as if that makes any sense at all. Atiku did not decide on sharing or dividing of Africa. The criminal Europeans were the ones who did this. So no one can say Atiku is from Cameroon as if he came all the way from Cameroon and landed wherever it is, wherever Adamawa state is. This is the work of the criminal British monarchy and the rest of those criminal colonial criminals. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is also embroiled in his own. It is always about this, oh, what did you do with Lagos money? You've cornered Lagos money, you have done this. And most of all of this is a talk about drugs. This has come forth again, and even Peter Obi, who himself is not clean and clear, 100%. Peter Obi said he's a businessman, but if you look closely, you understand the kind of business that a lot of people did to make money. Business. Oh, we are importing pig milk. We are into this. Some of them produce fake and adulterated. Some just cut corners right, left, and center. I'm not saying he did. Like I said, many of these allegations, there is no strong proof that has been presented. Anyway, right now we have another one, and I think this is more like the clarification, total clarification of just what people might be thinking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Festus Keyamo, I'm not saying is a man of integrity, I'm not saying he's saying the truth, but this is what he posited, and I want us to use this to connect to how life can be when you are abroad, Nigerians in diaspora. Festus Keyamo is a chief spokesman for the All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Council. He said Bola Tinubu, the party flag bearer, only shared a block of flats with drug barons following the release of court documents confirming ties with drug trafficking and money laundering in the United States. You know, Africans or Nigerians tend to want to unite together, connect together, live together, probably live in same, city, towns, apartments and stuff like that. It's more like that community life. This is what it is. And you might come across guys that are into some, runs or some crime, fraud, and you're like, how far? Maybe you've not gone deep into it. Maybe you're just hanging around them. They buy, they give you, you eat, but you are not into it. It could be. But from what they've said, they say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a master in that from Nigeria, not from the US, and he became what he is. They said he started from Nigeria, from his godmother and the rest of the carcass, Lagos Island. You know the story. The people who gave him the name, they said that is what they did in those days, and that is how Bola Ahmed Tinubu got to wherever it is that he got to in life. But things are becoming more clearer, or are they lying or convincing us, confusing us? Now, the explanation is this again. They say what happened was that Bola Tinubu went to open an account. The address which he used in opening the account was the address used by these drug traffickers and money launderers. They said it's like some block of flats, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu was happy to live in those flats too. So they now link it that the other people they were investigating for narcotics are in the same address used by Tinubu to open that account. Simply put, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a fraudster, money laundering, and is a drug mule or baron, whatever title they want to put on him. This has been what we've been hearing all this while, and only he himself knows how he survived abroad, like how people are surviving abroad, and only he himself knows about it. Like, okay, I only did it once, I didn't do it once, I did it several times. In fact, I was the godfather of it. I just hid behind the scene. But one thing I want you to know is this: in the United States of America, the way they pass judgment on colored people, Africans, brown skin tone people, the minority, is not the same they pass on themselves, the majority Caucasians there. If 10 or 5 or 4 people are in a car and one of them is caught with, it could be 10, 5 grams of any kind of hard drugs, all of them will be going to jail. If it is the other way around, if it were the Caucasians, often mistaken as white, if they are the ones in that car and one of them is found with, not all of them, maybe all of them will not even go to prison at all. None of them will go to prison at all, stuff like that. So the way they pass judgment, they pass it in a way to make sure that they lock you down. We've seen several cases where people who have not committed crime, all because of their skin tone, their brown skin, they've been locked up severally. So don't think that United States is like, oh, it's a land of this, it's a land of that. It's because it has not happened to you yet. If it happens to you, there are people out there who have stories to tell. They'll tell you, look, all because of my skin tone, I was locked in jail and they told me that I'm going to prison. Either I did it or not. All they did was to get Caucasian juries and they got a Caucasian judge, and that's the end of it. They simply use racism to finish you because there is no way that they see you as equal to them. In fact, when they say that you're intelligent, richer, smarter, or whatever than them, they feel oppressed, they feel bad. They look for ways to pull you down. So we cannot say 100% that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was 100% involved and was caught, or it could be involved but it was not caught. You know, there is a difference. You cannot judge people for what you do not have proof for, apart from hearsay, and you cannot judge people for what they have not been convicted on. So the controversy that has been put out there about his involvement in drug peddling, according to Keyamo, he said that it is all about Bola Ahmed Tinubu opening an account. The true so-called certified copy by the United States District Court, they said that was published on a platform on Tuesday. The document confirmed that the U.S. government had in July 1993 sought forfeiture of proceeds of narcotics by Mr. Tinubu, and he was accused of laundering money. The matter was resolved in a compromise between the Tinubus and the U.S. authorities, with Tinubu being asked to keep the money in the Heritage Bank account, while the $460,000 in the Citibank account was forfeited. The federal judge subsequently dismissed the matter with prejudice on September 21st, 1993, which effectively foreclosed the matter from being litigated against all parties. It, however, remained unclear whether or not Nigerian authorities could still bring charges against Tinubu over the same case. And I think it is not possible for them to bring charges against him. Did he do any of this crime in Nigeria? You cannot charge him for a crime that the U.S. claimed that he is involved in. Now, for the $460,000 that they took from him, that money is simply, they took it off from him because he cannot account for it. That's it. So if you cannot account for that huge amount of money, you know what it is? It's either the the barons kept the money in your account and they will be calling you a money launderer. It's the same thing. So somehow, there is something involved in something. And it could also be that the money he got from not paying tax. So all of these things still points to crime. It's just what kind of crime? And that is basically what it is. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. The red notification icon bell is very important. Please do tap on it.